Hello, welcome to the Self-Learning Podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Unit 14, Rationality, Work and Organization. And our topic is Work and Organization. And subtopic is Theoretical Perspective on Division of Labor. In Marx's analysis of bourgeois society, there are two directly related but partially separable sources of alienation rooted in the capitalist mode of production. The first of these is alienation in the labor process, in the productive activity of the worker. The second is the alienation of the worker from his product, that is, from control of the result of the labor process. For the sake of convenience, Giddens refers to the former as technological alienation and later as market alienation. Both of these derive from the division of labor involved in the capitalist production. The latter expresses the fact that the organization of productive relationships constitute a class system resting upon the exploitative dominance of one class by another. The former identifies occupational specialization as the source of the fragmentation of work into routine and undemanding tasks. For Marx, both types of alienation are integral to the expansion of the division of labor. The emergence of class societies in history is dependent upon the growth of the specialization of tasks made possible by the existence of surplus production. The formation of a classless society will thus lead to the absolute abolition of the division of labor as it is known under capitalism. In Marx's conception of both market and technological alienation are thus inseparable from the division of labor. The division of labor is nothing but the alienated form of human activity. It is only through moral acceptance in his particular role in the division of labor that the individual is able to achieve a high degree of autonomy as a self-conscious being and can escape both the tyranny of the rigid moral conformity demanded in undifferentiated societies on the one hand and the tyranny of unrealizable desires on the other. However, the premises of Marx's conception was not the moral integration of the individual within a differentiated division of labor, but the effective dissolution of the division of labor as an organizing principle of human social intercourse. Now let us move to the next topic, the problem of bureaucratic organization. In Marx's analysis of the extension of the division of labor underlying the formation of the capitalist enterprise, the expropriation of the worker from his means of production is given pride of place. In Marx's view, this is the most essential condition for the emergence of bourgeois society and identifies along a historical dimension the formation of the class relationship between capital and labor, which is implicit in the capitalist mode of production. It is the instinct nature of the connection between the division of labor and the class structure which makes it possible for Marx to proceed to the conclusion that the sentence of alienation is possible through the abolition of capitalism. Neither Durkheim nor Weber denies the possibility of the formation of the socialist societies, but both assert that the transition to socialism will not radically change the existing form of society. An important part of Weber's writing consists in delineating the factors promoting rationalization in the level of meaning. Weber always insisted upon tracing the nexus of social relationship, which both influence and are influenced by the growth of rationalization. Thus, for Weber, it is not only the degree but the direction assumed by rationalization in the West, and more specifically in capitalism, differs from that of the other major civilizations. In modern Western capitalism, there are various spheres in which rationalization has proceeded in a direction as well as to an extent unknown elsewhere. The first is the spread of science, a phenomena of basic significance. Not only does it complete the process of disenchantment, but it makes possible the progressive implementation of rational technology in production. Moreover, scientific work is chained to the course of progress. Every scientific fulfillment raises questions. It asks to be surpassed and outdated. Thus, the institutionalization of the science weds modern life into an implicit dynamic of innovation and change, which cannot in itself confer meaning. The application of scientific innovation to technology is combined in the modern economy with the introduction of methods of rational calculation, exemplified in bookkeeping, which promotes that the methodological conduct of entrepreneurial activity which is so distinctive of contemporary capitalism. The conduct of rational capitalism in turn entails unavoidable consequences in the sphere of social organization and inevitably fosters the spread of bureaucracy. Weber treats bureaucratic specialization of tasks as the most integral feature of the capitalism. Thus, the Weber expressly denies that the expropriation of the workers from his means of production has been confined to the immediate sphere of industry. In Weber's thesis, any form of organization which has a hierarchy of authority can become subject to a process of expropriation. For the Marxian notion of the means of production, Weber substitutes the means of administration. Weber gives to the organization of relationships of domination and subordination the prominence which Marx attributes to relationship of production. Any political association, according to Weber, may be organized in an estate form, in which the officials themselves own their means of administration. These developments were the most important factors promoting the emergence of the modern state, in which expert officialdom based on the division of labor is wholly separated from ownership of its means of administration. The spread of bureaucratic specialization is mainly promoted by its technical superiority over the other type of organization in coordinating administrative tasks. This in turn is partly dependent upon the filling of bureaucratic positions according to the possession of specialized educational qualifications. Only the modern development of full bureaucratization brings the system of rational specialized examinations irrespectively to the fore. The expansion of bureaucratization hence necessarily leads to the demand for specialist education and increasingly fragments the humanist culture which in previous times made possible the universal man, the thorough and complete human being, whom Durkheim speaks of. Weber expresses an essentially similar point in holding that the cultivated man of earlier ages is now displaced by the trained specialist. Since the trend towards the bureaucratization is irreversible in capitalism, it follows that the growth of functional specialization is a necessary concomitant of the modern social order. Now let us wind up the session and take rest. Thank you very much for engaging yourself with the Self Learning podcast.